When is it that your ex is most attracted to you? There are some people out there that will say that it's, a certain number of days of doing no contact or something like that, as if each person is somehow robotic and that 21 days passes and we're all going to feel the same experiences and that we're all in the same circumstances and all that sort of stuff. Now, obviously, this is not true. There's something else that's going to make them most attracted to you, and I'm going to show you how this actually messes with their head in this video. But this is, of course, as many of the videos that we do, it's going to be going against the grain of a lot of the conventional advice that you may have heard about saving a relationship. So please stay tuned and watch through all the way to the end, because we're going to be covering some very, very critical and important stuff in this video. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. We've talked about this already. Your ex, if they're going to feel attracted to you, it's not going to be because some arbitrary amount of time passes or because you have, made them jealous by posting a picture of you with somebody else on social media or something like that. If they're going to feel attracted to you, there are a couple conditions that do need to be in place. So, first of all, the core message behind all of this, the core thing to take away from all of this is that they're most attracted to you when you are emotionally mature, okay? And the reason why is because most people want to be in a relationship with someone who, and we're going to talk about how to do this, so please stay tuned and watch through all the way to the end. But the reason that your ex is attracted to you when you are emotionally mature is because most people have some sort of idea about the kind of partner that they want to have a relationship with. The kind of person that they might spend the rest of their life with, the kind of person that they might be with for eternity. The kind of relationship that could define the rest of their life, their potential wife, their potential husband, their potential partner for life, right? The parent that they raise their children with, that they start a family with, that they live out life goals and adventures with, etc. And most of the time, most people don't imagine this person to be petty, insecure, jealous, manipulative, playing mind games with them, holding grudges, doing all of these other sorts of things. They imagine this person to be compassionate, caring, forgiving, emotionally mature, understanding, maybe sticking up for their own values, things like that. But those are, other sorts of conditions and qualifiers. Mostly people are looking for emotional maturity. And if we can embody this, that is going to cause our ex to feel very attracted to us. And this is going to cause them to do a very important thing that can actually change their opinion and change their mind about us. But let's go ahead and get into all of this right after I just gently and lovingly ask you in a totally emotionally mature sort of way to please gently tap the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. It means so much to me. We have to understand that our ex broke up with us because it seemed like the best idea. It seemed like the best option for them at the time, with what they understood about us, with what they understood about themselves, with what they understood about the situation and everything else. They may have felt conflicted about this. In fact, I can tell you they probably did feel conflicted about this. There was a part of them that was thinking, well, what if we can work things out? What if you do change? What if I do change? What if we can pull through this challenging time? But there was another part of them that said, I gotta do this. And at least in that moment, the part of them that said, hey, I need to break up, was bigger than the other part of them. And so now that they've kind of crossed the Rubicon in that sort of sense, now that they've made that decision, they need to justify why they made that decision when those doubts start creeping in, when those second thoughts start creeping in, when those questions, did I do the right thing? Did I make the right choice? When all those things start to creep in. In order to defend the decision that they made, they need to hold on to this negative image of you in their mind. They need to think of you as someone worth breaking up with, someone who's worth going to all this effort to hurt, to dump, to take away their dream of a relationship, etc. And granted, I don't know all the circumstances of your relationship. Maybe they don't have to stretch too hard, but sometimes they might have to stretch considerably in order to hold on to this negative image. So they might exaggerate certain things. They might twist the truth a little bit to create some version of you that was, I had no choice but to break up with you. You were untrustworthy. You never did what you said you were going to do. You always lied to me, etc. Right? But they're holding on to this. Either way, one way or another, how truthful or fictitious it is, they're holding on to this. When you're emotionally mature, you're casting doubt onto this negative image of you that they're holding on to. You're casting doubt onto it and making them wonder, gosh, is that really who you are? Every time they interact with you and you're calm, you're understanding, you're compassionate, you're not holding grudges, you're trustworthy, you're loyal, you're all of these sorts of things. It makes them say, gosh, I thought you were this. That's why I broke up with you. But when we had that conversation, when we met up for coffee, when we did whatever, I saw this instead, and I kind of liked it. How do you know they kind of liked it? Because again, if you're acting from a place of emotional maturity, that's probably what most people are wanting in their future partner. They're wanting someone who's going to be with them and mature and stable and grounded and compassionate through all of life's challenges and struggles. And if you can embody that, they're probably going to say, maybe you're not so bad after all. Maybe you are the kind of person that I do want to be with. And this puts them on the track for changing their mind. Now, again, don't get me wrong. There are going to be some challenges along the way. I'm sorry, there's no way to shortcut this. This isn't going to be a cakewalk. They're probably going to have an emotional response as they weigh out whether or not this change is legitimate, as they weigh out whether or not they can put trust in it, as they weigh out all of these sorts of things. You can expect a little bit of a rough ride here ahead. I'm sorry to say it, you can. But if you are prepared and know what the terrain looks like ahead of time, you're going to be able to handle it with much more grace and with much more tact. So what I'd like you to do next is to check out this video right over here on your ex's 5 stages of getting back together. This is going to walk through your ex's emotional journey as they struggle with trust, as they struggle with letting go of this negative image of you and learning how to trust this positive image of you that they are incredibly attracted to. Anyway, I'll see you right over there. This is probably going to be a very insightful video for you, as it has been for many of the people who've already watched it. Anyway, with that being said, take care, and I'll talk to you next time.